Hey guys, today I'll be showing you a lightning surge build with Felwinter's Helm, which blinds enemies and weakens enemies whenever you get a kill, allowing for some very powerful ability spam. Now for the weapons we'll be using for this build, we'll be using Monte Carlo with Explosive Personality and Edge Transit. If you don't want to use Monte Carlo, you can also use Conditional Finality since it will be very powerful, and you can pair that with Zhao Lui's Bane or any energy weapon of your choosing. With Explosive Personality, however, you have Disruption Break, which breaking a combatant's shield will make them vulnerable to kinetic damage, which will buff the damage of Monte Carlo. Now for our subclass, we'll be running Phoenix Dive, Arcane Needle, Healing Grenade, Feed the Void, and Lightning Surge. For our fragments, we will be running Facet of Purpose, Facet of Hope, Facet of Protection, and Facet of Balance, along with Facet of Sacrifice. For Facet of Purpose, every time you pick up an orb, you will have Restoration, and you can pair that with Facet of Hope to have even more Phoenix Dive since you will be having Restoration all the time. We also have Facet of Protection, which means every time you use Lightning Surge and you are surrounded by enemies, you will take less damage. With Facet of Balance, every time you kill enemies with light damage, you will get extra melee energy, which means anytime you use light damage weapons, or even use your abilities that are light damage, which Lightning Surge is light damage, you will gain more melee energy. Lastly, we have Facet of Sacrifice, and since this build is very centered around light damage and light abilities, you would automatically be getting a lot of kills, and that would get you a lot of elemental buffs. And anytime you have an Arc Solar Void buff, which is Amplified, Radiant, Restoration, you also gain Darkness Transcendence energy, just so you can get Transcendence much faster. Now reading off our stats, you would want 100 Resilience with 70 Strength, and put the rest into Discipline and Recovery. For our helmet mod, we have Hands On with Font of Wisdom and Harmonic Siphon. For Font of Wisdom, you can replace it with Kinetic Siphon or any other thing you want, and Harmonic Siphon is also interchangeable with whatever you want. For our arms, we will have Heavy Handed with Font of Vigor. With Font of Vigor, you will be able to max out your strength stat from 70 to 100, and with Heavy Handed, you will generate more Orbs of Power with your Lightning Surge. For our chest mod, you can run whatever resist mods you want. And for our legs, you want Recuperation, any Surge mod of your choosing, and Orbs of Restoration. Last but not least, for our class item, you want Powerful Attraction, Time Dilation, or Font of Restoration, depending on how much recovery you have, and Outreach. For our artifact mods, you would be wanting Expanding Abyss, Shield Crush, or Transference. I personally would go for Shield Crush. You would also want Void Hegemony, along with Radiant Orbs or Galvanic Armor. You can run both of them if you are not dealing with any champions. However, if you are dealing with champions and you need more damage resist rather than energy recharge, then of course you can use Galvanic Armor instead of counter energy. The gameplay loop for this build is pretty simple. You want to start an engagement off with Lightning Surge, killing adds, which will weaken and blind enemies nearby. And that will give you Devour, Amplified, and that will also generate orbs. You can then use Phoenix Dive to collect these orbs, and give yourself Restoration. Then any enemies nearby that are weakened, you can damage with Monte Carlo for you to gain your melee energy back. With the artifact perk, Expanding Abyss, you'll also be able to deal more damage to any enemy affected by Felwinter's Helm with void damage. You can also start this chain by using a finisher on an enemy, which will proc Felwinter's Helm. If you ever do run out of energy, you can use Song of Flame to keep your momentum going, or pop Transference, which will give you tons of melee energy back instantly. Wait! I'm not dying! I'm not dying! Yeah, this is so much fun. Oh my god, my Void Overshield too. Wait, this is a much better idea. Yeah. I have a full stack of Void Overshield. I went a bit too far.